Are y'all looking a little pale? Because I'm a little pale. I want summer. Like you want summer. I want warm weather too, by the way. But alas, we have work to do. One measure of maturity is being able to put off the fun stuff to get the serious stuff done so you can have fun later. Your job in life is to kick butt in school, kick butt on this exam. My job is to help you. Don't cheat. Do the problems yourself. Work on them yourself. Figure out what you need to know. Come to me for help. Let me know what you need. Okay? We're doing January 2012 parts 2, 3, and 4. So for the next half an hour, you will be enjoying my loud, obnoxious voice. And the microphone's on. The other little while ago, my microphone wasn't on. Kind of upsetting. Right here, problem 28. That's where we're starting. We're going to view 100%. I'm going to show you a couple different ways to problems because my job is to figure out how to help you solve these. So I'm going to do this two different ways. X squared minus 4x minus 5 greater than 0. Greater than 0 means positive, kids. That's all it means is positive. If I factor this, hopefully you're good at factoring, it's x minus 5, x plus 1. And that means this is x equals 5, x equals negative 1. Now, these are not solutions to the problem. It's an inequality, which means I need solutions of an inequality. So let me look at a number line real quick. We got negative 1 here, and we got positive 5 here. So this gives us 3 areas to check. Where are we going to find numbers that are positive? Well, if I try, let's say, x equals negative 1,000. Well, let's see. Negative 1,000 minus 5 is still negative. Negative 1,000 plus 1 is negative. A negative times a negative is positive. Let's try 0. 0 minus 5 is negative. 0 plus 1 is positive. A negative times a positive is negative. Let's try x equals 1 billion. My salary from last year. No. That would be huge positive, huge positive. Positive times positive is positive. So the answer to the question that you are looking for is x is less than negative 1 or x is greater than 5. If you do not write it like this, or negative infinity to negative 1, union 5 to infinity, you will not get credit for this. You can do all the kind of great work, but even if you forget just that word or, you will not get credit for it. Now, having said I want to show you a couple of different ways to do this. Let me show you a graphical way to do this one. I'm just going to type in x squared minus 4x minus 5 and hit enter. So positive just means, or positive means it's above the x-axis. So it's above the x-axis when it's less than 1, and it's above the x-axis when it's greater than 5. So x is less than negative 1, or x is greater than 5. There you go, done. I don't know why I'm in radian mode. That's kind of disturbing. I'll have to remember to do that, change that later. So view, I don't have to keep changing my view. It's annoying me. So whenever you want to solve these, you have to isolate the weird thing. So the weird thing is this thing. So I'm going to bring the 4 over, so I get negative radical weird thing equals negative 3 when you subtract that 4 over. And then divide by negative, I get weird thing equals 3. Now to get rid of weird thing, in this case this weird thing, the only way to get rid of this weird thing is to square it. So I'll square this side, I'll square this side, so I get 2x minus 5 equals 9. If I solve that, I'll add 5 and I get 2x equals 14 or x equals 7. Check your answer. Check your answer. Come over to your calculator. Click on calculator. Go. Oh, crap. Whole bunch of garbage in there. Get rid of it. 4 minus radical weird thing. 2x minus 5. Does it equal 1? It doesn't equal 1. Well, why doesn't it equal 1? Oh, wait a second. What's x? X is 5. I don't want 5. I want 7. You have to put 7 in for x. And then come up here and check your answer. You have to put the right value in for x if you're going to check it. Gosh, that was dumb. All right, moving on. I did that on purpose, by the way. Now, I think if you just type this in your calculator, you are not going to get credit for it. So I'm going to type it in. I want to figure out what the answer is. I want to make sure I get this right. So this was n equals 1. And the reason they didn't give you so many to do is because I think they expect you to show your work here. 3. And I know they expect you to show your work here. At negative n raised to the, not squared, raised to, oh my God, it's a mess. Negative n raised to the fourth, fourth, minus n. And I get negative 104. Well, there's my answer. So, you know you got the right answer. Oh, there's my dog saying hi to people. Probably a friend going by. Negative 104. So, but the problem is, that's not going to show you any work, because up here it says show work or you don't get crap for credit, so I got to show work. It's not there, it's on the other page. So let's say n equals 1. So what I need to do is, it's going to be negative 1 to the fourth minus 1. Well, 1 to the fourth is just 1. Negative 1 minus 1 equals negative 2. Then I'm going to try n equals 2. So that's negative 2 to the fourth minus 1. Well, 2 to the fourth, 2, 4, 8, 16. So that's negative 16. Oh, it's not minus 1, by the way. It's minus 2. Minus 2. Because it's minus n. So that's equal to negative 18. And then I do n equals 3. And I do negative 2, 3 to the fourth minus 3. 3, 9, 27, 81. Minus 3 is negative 84. And if I add those up, I get negative 104. Boom, done, correct, done, problem's over with. Moving right along, moving right along. To the top. What is this, garbage? Are you kidding me? All right, kids, this isn't bad. We can handle this. Let's get to drawing. So what we have here is the cube root. I'm going to rewrite it as the cube root of the top, which is a to the 6th, b to the 9 cube root. And then all over the cube root of negative 64. And believe it or not, that's not a problem. Remember, we can take odd roots of negatives. Not a problem. So let me grab my other pen because I'm having fun with this problem. The cube root of a to the 6th is a squared. There are 2 groups of 3 there. That's a squared. The cube root of b to the 9th is b cubed because there are 3 groups of 3. Remember, you're looking for groups of 3. B cubed. And the cube root of negative 64 is really negative 4. Now, you can't leave your answer like this. You have to leave it as negative a squared b cubed over 4. Don't leave a negative in the denominator, but that's your answer. That's all she wrote. Problem's over with. Moving down. A blood bank needs people to help with a blood drive. 25 people have volunteered. How many different groups of 20 people can be formed from the 25 volunteers? Well, all you got to do on this one, believe it or not, is go 25 people, and we're going to choose 20. It didn't say that they're going to get paid in any different order, that the first person has to give 8 pints of blood, the second person 7 pints of blood, and 6 pints of blood, and 4 pints. That would kill you, by the way. That's all you need to do. So I'll come over to my calculator. I'm going to do menu, probability, combinations, 25, 20, enter 53,130. I have no idea why this problem was on this test. 53,130. It is a C, not a P, because order makes no difference how you pick those people. All right, kids. So what I think the most prudent thing to do on this problem would be just to go grab your calculator, type this in your calculator, and get a nice table of values. So, and that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to go to graph mode, but I got a bunch of crap. I don't know why that. Oh, my signature database is updated, by the way, just in case you're wondering. There it is, right there. My Nod 32 signature update. Come on, get off my screen before you irritate me. So what I'm going to do is just type this in. And I'm going to get a nice set of values. So let's see. It's 2 to the x plus 1. 2 raised to the x plus 1. And then minus 3. So basically this is going to be an exponential curve moved down 3 units. So kind of crazy. So let's go look at my table, Control T, and let's find all the nice points. All right, -3, 2.75. That one's probably the least. -3, -2.75, -2, -2.5, -1, -2, 0, -1, 1, one, 1, and 2, 5. Those are the last ones I'm going to get. 1, 1, and 2, 5. 1, 1, and 2, 5. The next one was what, 3, 13? Not going to be on the page. So 0, -1. I'll start with that one. 0, -1. And then 1, 1. And 2, 5. I probably should put a scale in here. 2, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this was what? -2, -1, -2, -2, -2.5. And then you know that these are asymptotic, so don't cross that line. Oh, wait. Graph from -2 to 2. Oh, well, hold on a second then. That makes things a little bit different because it gives us a place to graph to. I shouldn't even have picked -3 there, right? Because it tells us where to graph to. So we should not have picked this one, and obviously we can't do this one. So really all I got to do is graph from here up. They just told us to graph these nice points. That it? That's it, kids. Bam, done. Next problem. All right, so write the equation in the circle. So if you remember correctly, it's something squared plus something squared equals radius squared. And so this is going to give me the y with the y part, and this is the x with the x part. The thing you got to remember about these is they have to go in backwards or opposite, or they're additive inverses. So in this case, the x part of my center is -5, so I need to put a +5 in there. The y part of my center is +2, so I have to put a -2 in here. And they have decided to start being nice to you kids and actually giving you this point over here. And basically it's saying, please don't be stupid and put whatever, some fraction number in. You actually have to find the radius. Well, this is 3, and this is 2, and this is x. So we need to find that. So 2 squared plus 3 squared equals the radius squared. I shouldn't have called this r. I should have called this r, not. And oh, look, I'm looking for the radius squared. So this is 4 plus 9 equals radius squared. So my answer is 13. So there's my answer. X plus 5 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 13. That problem's over with. Moving on to 35. Express the cosecant of 60 degrees with a rational denominator. Okay. Cosecant theta is really equal to 1 over the sine of theta. Correct? I don't know why I put a degree here. So what I'm going to really do is figure out that the sine of 60 degrees is radical 3 over 2. Therefore, the cosecant of 60 degrees is 2 over radical 3. But I can't leave it like that. It's at a rational denominator. So I'm going to multiply by radical 3 over radical 3. This, by the way, you should have memorized. And so I get 2 radical 3 over 3. Done. Problem's over. All right. This is either going to be a law of cosines or a law of sines questions. I always tell my kids, let me get this thing blown up quite a bit. Let's go 200%. So so you can really see stuff. And so the question says is find the height of the tower. So really our goal is to find this. But in order to do so, you should have been taught you need to go through the middle first. So this is 115. 115 and 32 is 147. That leaves us 33 degrees for up here. And so now I want to find y. I'm going to do so using the law of sine. So y over sine 32 is equal to 100 over sine of 33. Remember, this is, excuse me, the law of sines. Now, 32 and 33, those are pretty close. So whatever your answer is for y, it should be really close to 100. Really close to 100. So we're going to solve 100 times sine of 32 is equal to y times the sine of 33. Divide by the sine of 33. Divide by the sine of 33. Now, in an effort to save time, I'm not going to go over to my calculator and do it. I think I've done enough with my calculator for you. All right, I'll do it. Go to the calculator. We'll get rid of all this crap because it's messy. We'll do control division. 100 times the sine of, what is it, 32? All divided by the sine of 33. And I get that number. And I'll tell you why I did it. I'm going to need that number anyway in my calculator. So y is equal to 97.2973345.9. And no, I am not crazy. Okay, I'm a little crazy, but I'm not crazy. Why did I write that? Because you can't round now. You have to round at the end, not now. I now have this. It's 97 point something. Don't round. So I'm going to use the law of sines again. I'm going to use 97.2973359 all over the sine of 90 is equal to the tower, which is x, over the sine of 65. And we're going to cross multiply again. So 97.2973359 times the sine of 65 equals x times the sine of 90. Now, hopefully you all know that the sine of 90 is just 1. So I'm not going to bother doing that. I go over to my calculator, I hit times. Now, times means it took that thing. If you don't like that, if you don't trust that, hit the up arrow, highlight it, and put times, and what was it? The sine of 65. And if you don't believe me that the sine of 90 is 1, hit divided by the sine of 90. You'll see it's the same answer. 88.18. And so x equals 88.18133. It said rounded to the nearest foot. The answer is 88. I'm done. Problem's over with. All right. Oh, logs. Somebody going to cry? Nobody cry about logarithms, please. They're just logs. So all I got to do is figure out what x equals. So I get the log of base 4 of x equals 2.5. And I have the log base y of 125 equals negative 3 over 2. Now what you need to remember is it's all about that base, all about that base, We're going to rewrite the base. Yes, I need more coffee and I need breakfast. So we're going to write down the base, and then these two are going to switch. So y 4 to the 2/5, or 2.5, equals x. Figure out what that is. 4 raised to the 2.5 equals 32. So this is x equals 32. And then we're going to do 4 raised to the switch. No, one of these has to be. Oh, this is a y. Y raised to the negative 3/2 is equal to 125. So now we got a little bit of work to do. This one requires a little bit more work. In order to get rid of that negative 3/2, we're going to raise this to the reciprocal, negative 2/3. Raise this to the reciprocal, negative 2/3. So these cancel. That just gives me y. And I'll go over to my calculator, and I'll do 125 raised to the control division, negative 2 over 3. And I'll get 1/25. So this is 1/25. So then these crazy people want to figure out what x over y is. So it's 32 over 1/25. And if you grab your calculator and you do 32 divided by that thing, you get, what is it, 600 or 800 or something like that? 800. 800. There it is, kids. In all of its glory. And it's in black and red. Hilton colors. Yeah. All right. So you're not from Hilton. So what? Come to Hilton. You can have me for a teacher. We'll have fun. All right. We're almost done. We got 2 left. First thing we got to do is, looks like we're going to be doing a little exponential regression. We're going to raise to the 10,000s place. For those of you that don't know, the 10,000s place has 4 decimals. 4 decimals is the 10,000s place. Just spit all over the place. So, and then we got to figure out what the 18th hour is. So first thing I'm going to do is type this silly stuff into my calculator. So I go to my calculator, I go and I want to clear out all the history. I don't want anything to be in there. Every time you start a new problem, if you clear your history, be in great shape. Go to on. We're going to go to the spreadsheets. Oh, look, there's stuff there. I don't want that, so I'm going to get out of it. No, don't save it. Go back into it. No more tabs. We'll call this X. We'll call this Y. And then we start typing. I'm going to use my computer for that. 02, 468, 468, 10, 12, 16. 10, 12, 16. And then I'm going to do 25, 36, 25, 36, 52, 68, 85, 104, 142, 260. And I'll come back over here to this problem. Make sure this is highlighted. And I'll go into Menu, Statistics, Stat Calculations, Exponential Regression. There it is. Hit Exponential Regression. I want my X list. I want my Y list. And I click OK. So there it is. Don't like that. Now remember, kids, they said they want an exponential equation. So, an equation is y equals a times b to the x. Or in this case, a was 27.205. Not good enough. 1149. 1149. And b is equal to 1.1508. 1.1508. I can't tell you how many kids get almost all the right answer, very close, and then they just copy over the problem wrong. They copy over the answer wrong. I've done it myself. All right, so we said we're going to round to 4 decimals. 4 decimals. So we got to decide, are we going to keep these or are we going to move them? And then I got to write my equation. So let me write my equation in black, because we're going black to black and red, black and red, black and red, black and black and black and red. So y equals 27.2051. I have a different answer written down on my answer key. 1.5. So let me go check my let me go check to make sure I put these in right. I have a different answer written down. I want to make sure I have these right. So it's 0, 2, 4, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 16. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 16. And then it's 25, 36, 52, 68, 85, 104, 142, and 260. Well, I'm going to pause this for a second. I want to go make sure I have the right answer before I give you the wrong. I don't want to give you the wrong answer. You remember that error I was telling you that you'd make? I just went through and I checked the answer key. I have the answers right. And remember that error I was telling you about not copying stuff over properly and making dumb mistakes? I just did it. Believe it or not, I just did it. And I didn't do it on purpose. It's 0.202511. And what did I write down? 0.205. How dumb was that? So it's 27.2025 1149. So my answer then, should be then 0.2025 parenthesis 1.1509 raised to the x. And then the question says, what is it going to be when it's 18? So you just do 27.2025 1.1509. I cannot believe I told you it was a common mistake. I sat here and told you it was a common mistake, and I didn't. This is how easy it is to make a mistake. It's so difficult to get 100% on this Regents exam because there's so many tiny mistakes you can make. 27.2025. I think I got that memorized now. Let me make sure. Parenthesis 1.1509 raised to the 18th power. And we get 341.4. And I think it said round the nearest whole number, so I'm done with this problem. 341, done. Please, oh yes, I love factoring. And I get to show you some things. Alright, so let's factor. I'm going to cheat just a little bit times. I always pick the easiest ones to factor first. Black and red. So this one's easy. Take out an x. X minus 4. This one's easy. I'll take out an x cubed. X cubed. X minus 3. This one's really easy. Take out a 2. 2x minus 2. This one's easy, but this fraction needs to get flipped. So this becomes x plus 4, x minus 2. And this one's easy. It's just the difference of perfect squares, which is, oh yeah, 4 minus x, 4 plus x. Make sure you're doing the right order. So now we're at this one. Now this one requires a little bit extra finesse. We're going to take out an x here. So I'm going to do that for right here. X minus 3. And then I'm going to take out a 6 plus 6 x minus 3. So my factoring then is x plus 6 x minus 3. And I got a small issue there. Because I shouldn't have taken just an x out. I should have taken out an x squared. So that should be x squared. All right, so because I knew it was a cubic, so I should have cubic answers. All right, so now I start canceling stuff out. What's wrong with the x plus 3s? X minus 3s go. X minus 2s go. This x plus 4 and x plus 4 go because addition is commutative and you can add or subtract or add in any order you want. But subtraction's a problem. Subtraction, you got to remember that if I cancel these, they really make -1. I like to call it the -1 rule. If you have a pair of parentheses that are exactly opposite, one's x minus 4 and one's 4 minus x or whatever, they make the -1 rule. And I believe that's it. So in the numerator, I have a negative 2x squared plus 6 all over the denominator, which is x to the 4th. Let me make sure. That's it, kids. We're done. January 2012 has finally finished. We are all out of here. Hopefully you had a good time. Remember, please, if you're using my videos and you enjoy them, subscribe. Maybe your friends should subscribe too. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers. Pass the word. Also, if you get 100, I want to put my wall of fame for New York State. I don't care where you are. Email me. Tell me what your school is. Tell me what your name is. Tell me you got 100. If you didn't get 100 and you tell me you got 100, that's embarrassing. So I'm looking for some hundreds. All right, guys. Summer's coming. It's just around the corner. Stay with it. Don't quit now. Oops, hit the wrong window.